fear in Short Tongue's eyes unnerved the warden. The rift had a new threat. Tail spinners. Eggs from these 8-legged beasts had hatched, and frogs were their favorite food. Short Tongue was right. The rift was infested with tail spinners. Their webs would snare all if they were not stopped. Short Tongue was right. The rift was infested with tail spinners. Their webs would snare all if they were not stopped. Freeing the frog from the web, Arlos sent him back to Bogmire Forge. Arlo hoped he had not caught the attention of the hatchling's mother. Short Tongue shouted at Arlo's approach. The tail spinner queen had taken frogs captive to feed her young. Arlo did not hesitate. This was a fate he wouldn't wish on even his worst enemy. crept up on the eight-legged monstrosity as she ensnared another frog in her webs. The webbing was thick and tough, but their blades soon cut them to ribbons. Short Tongue sent the terrified frog toward Bogmire Forge. Injured though she was, the queen had no intention of giving up her hunt. Her young hungered. Another villager freed. They too headed for Bogmire, and Arlo wondered how many more frogs it could take. A dank and unsettling place. It had to be the Queen's lair. Arlo wondered what his father would say if he could see him risking his life for frogs. Dank and unsettling place. It had to be the Queen's lair. Arlo wondered what his father would say if he could see him risking his life for frogs. dank and unsettling place. It had to be the Queen's lair. Arlo wondered what his father would say if he could see him risking his life for frogs. A dank and unsettling place. It had to be the Queen's lair. Arlo wondered what his father would say if he could see him risking his life for frogs. Dank and unsettling place. It had to be the Queen's lair. Arlo wondered what his father would say if he could see him risking his life for frogs. A dank and unsettling place. It had to be the Queen's lair. Arlo wondered what his father would say if he could see him risking his life for frogs. The tail spinner queen was dead, and the frogs were soon at work rebuilding the village. The warden was sure mammalian-amphibian relations would be forever changed. This much Arlo knew. No rat would rebuild Winter's Edge on an empty stomach. The kitchen had to be fixed and stocked. Leaf suggested Arlo visit the Night Eyes of the Golden Forest, known for their hearty food. Arlo hoped rat wasn't the key ingredient. The autumnal gold canopy glimmered in the sunlight, held high by the silver boughs. There was no denying the wonder of the Golden Forest. The peace Arlo found beneath the leaves was not to last. A shrill cry cut through the calm, a call for help. The hoots came from inside the bug farm, along with a stench of pond scum and villainy. Frog trap. Grateful for her rescue, Erica the Ranger offered to guide Arlo to the hidden village of Nestminster. Nestminster's entrance was guarded. Under their helmet, the eyes of the guards seemed to glow. Was he prey walking into a hunter's camp? Arlo could not help but gasp at the sight. He had never seen a place so ornately crafted. It was nothing like the cold stone of home. The Parliament was deep in session when Erica and Arlo entered. The Night-Eye elders listened, still as statues, to the pleading of a chef whose daughter Frey was missing. Erica threw herself forward, proclaiming she would rescue the chef's daughter and needed no help. Then she was gone, leaving Arlo to face the elders alone. The elders' staring eyes unnerved Arlo, but when they asked him to protect Erica, he did not refuse. Frey's father told them she wanted fish for a new soup recipe. He told her never to go to the dangerous Moonlight Pond, but she was stubborn as she was brave. The chef handed Arlo a few poison antidotes without explanation. Arlo wondered what could go in soup that would have him so scared. Erica said they must be as stealthy as the owls of old. She gave him a bow carved from the silver boughs, quiet as a whisper and deadly as a talon. A white feather. Erica knew it was Frey's. They were on the right path. A frog scouting party squatted in the mushroom farm. Arlos' arrows would make swift work of them. The farmers emerged, shaken but grateful. Arlo had never met stripe snouts before. Badger brothers Marco and Lorenzo's keen eyes had seen Frey go by, headed for the pond. At Moonlight Pond, Frey was already preparing to leave. Her hunt, it seemed, was not done. With a hoot about an egg, she was gone. The farmer card. What it lacks in power, it makes up for in its positive qualities. The sky flashed with a blinding light. Suddenly, towering before him stood an imposing figure, his flaming sword heating the air around Arlo. Thrusting his sword into the air, the stranger imparted his gift onto the young warden. Arlo could feel the stranger's gift pulsing through his body, filling him with a burning desire to avenge his father and rid the North of the Darkwing scum. Tunnels are rarely used by Night Eyes, who prefer an open sky above. Arlo knew dangerous creatures lurked in such dark places. The air hummed with powerful energy. As Arlo approached the statue, he could feel the strange power pulsing through him again. As the statue calmed, Arlo could feel new strength inside him. Had found a whole nest of eggs. She was uninterested in who the owner might be, but the mother slither scale was very interested in her. Side by side, Erica and Arlo forced the slither scale from its lair. Erica would not leave Frey to travel alone. They would see him back at the Parliament. Erica and Frey held wings as they asked Arlo and the elders for their blessing. They wanted to leave and start their own kitchen at Winter's Edge. All agreed. Arlo hoped slither scale eggs would not be on the menu. Arlo was keen to head home, but an owl called Sigrid stopped him. As Chancellor, she had a budget for someone to deal with the local slither scale problem. If he wanted the job, he best join her in the Rangers Guild. Winter's Edge bustled again. But now, with folk from across the north, all were in need of homes and work. Leaf suggested a new builder's yard would solve both problems. The yard needed a builder, and Arlo knew who to ask. Some rats protest at any change to their view. None more so than the elder at Mossbug Farm. If a builder was near, he would know.